Hey boys and girls. Well, I don't sound as chipper as I usually do I? That's probably because it's like 8 o'clock at night. Whoops, what did I do? Okay. Um, yeah. So, I just wanted to make a quick video to show you what the finished product of the V-berth looked like. I'm pretty happy with it at the moment. Now it's time to reconstruct. Here's what you get. So, yeah, lots of fiberglass dust in there. Needless to say, this is where that I don't know, closet, cabinet, whatever you want to call it. Whoop. Hold on, there we go. Yeah, this is where the closet or the cabinet was, right here. Matter of fact, you can see one strip, and then you see a tall strip going all the way up. So that's where they held them into the wall. I think one of these wires is for my navigation light on the bow. Look at this. I don't know if you can see this. See all the dust? You move anything and there's like dust falling everywhere. So I'm gonna try not to touch anything. Yeah, so this, I found out something, yeah, it was kind of a, I don't want to say a rude awakening, but it was an awakening. So I started to cut that out. And when I cut, I'm not going to touch it. Where this thing right here is, that was up on the wall. I started sanding it down, and it got so thin it literally just fell off the wall. Kind of like this right here, where they tabbed it into the wall. You know, if they didn't do a good job, it does that. It just falls off. Anywho, yeah, so I cut this side first, right against the wall, and then when I came over here and I cut the wall, when I got to the bottom and cut the last little piece, the hole literally just said, it literally moved in to let me know, hey, you took something out you shouldn't have taken out. And I was like, oh, well, I'm going to leave it right there then, because there's still a small piece holding it. So I'm going to leave it there until I get my fiberglass equipment down here and get my plywood and everything. I'm still trying to source the kind of plywood that they made this stuff out of. I don't have any in here. It's like 5 layers of what looks to me like 1/8 inch luan, like 1/8 inch paneling, and then they glued it together so that it's like an inch or just a hair over an inch wide. When I looked it up online, it says that it's not normal plywood. It's made to be very lightweight, and that's why they use the luan looking stuff. So they when I looked it up, there's a couple places fairly close to me that actually have it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find it, because I want to put the correct stuff back. But at the same time, being that it's just an interior support or interior wall, I should say, I think what I'm going to do is I don't know, I'll think about it. I may just use, for no more than what I'm using it for, I may just get a 1-inch piece of plywood, and then I'm going to epoxy it on both sides and on the edges really good, because it's actual plywood and it's stronger. I'm just going to make sure I epoxy the daylights out of it so there's no chance of moisture getting into it, because here's what's going to happen. Right here where this panel is, and just like this one over here, see how big that is? I'm gonna take that arch. I was gonna take this lower piece out so that it was just across and down, but I was gonna make that go further down and wider so that it had extra support, and then I was gonna tab the daylights out of it into the wall, make sure it was done really, really heavily supported. And then the same thing back here was I was going to come up and onto the roof, you know, maybe even just the first, I don't know, first 5 inches maybe, come up the wall and then arch it to where it hits the ceiling and stop, because you got this wall here, which I think is, it's pretty solid. Ah, shit, I knocked more I knocked more dust loose. Anywho, yeah. And I want to do the same thing with that one. I want to make it wider so that I can put shelves in between them. And like I said before, that up there, the opening, I'm going to go inside there and grind all that out and then completely retab it and seal it, because it's not watertight. I mean, water came out the bottom when I drilled it. So, yeah. Anywho, yeah. I just wanted to make a short video to update you on what was going on with that. So, FYI, for the next 3 weeks or so, the videos will be random, and they're probably not going to be boat related. Only because I'm on my way home. So I think what I'm going to do is, just to put the extra money in my pocket, I'll go ahead and inspect my truck and maybe drive it for 2-3 weeks, or drive it until Christmas, and then I'll come back down and I'll stay probably another week or two before I go back to work again. But that'll put a little extra money in my pocket. And when I do, I'll come down with all the supplies for this, and then I can start on this. I'm going to pressure wash this whole inside to get all this dust down at the bottom, and then this way I can get it out. And then I've got to get some more epoxy, because I'm going to, once I get all the walls clean and everything, I'm going to coat all of them with epoxy. Well, no, I can't do that just yet. I got to wait until I get my walls up, or my supports up. So, yeah, so the epoxy will be probably the last thing I do. But I'll bring the plywood with me so that I can start making my archways to get some shelves put up. Anywho, y'all have a blessed night. Bear with me. At some point we'll go sailing, but we got lots of projects to do. After I get done with this room, this floor is getting done. And when I take this floor out, these two covers, my water tanks are in there. So when I pull this floor up, the next thing to get done will be those water tanks, because I've got to cut a big square in the water tanks so that I can get in there and strip them down. And 3M makes a food grade coating that I can line them with. So this way I can fiberglass the tops back in them, put new inspection covers on them, and be done with it. Then I can lay the floor down. But anyway, y'all have a blessed night, and bear with me. The videos will get better. I'm fixing to get a different camera. Yeah, we got lots of projects to do. Anywho, thank you for watching the videos, and have a blessed night, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.